Module of Google Gemini Adoption Series. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that is top of mind for every company, organization's security and privacy when leveraging AI, especially with generative AI tools like Gemini and Google Workspace. So we have we will have like 6 series, like every 2 weeks. This is basically what we start now, like security and privacy, where we can learn best practices using AI tools while ensuring your data remains secure and compliant. And then power of Google Workspace with Gemini, discover how we use Gemini directly with the Google Workspace apps like Gmail, Docs, and Sheets to amplify your efficiency. And then prompt engineering best practice, we can master the art of crafting effective prompts to get more precise and creative result from Gemini. Gemini app and gems, and explore the core of Gemini application, unique features and capabilities for solving complex problem and sparking new ideas. Notebook LMs learn how to synthesize large amount of text to find patterns, generate summaries, and create documents with ease. And the last is Google Video, simply video creation and produce compelling content for presentation or training using AI. And before we dive deeper, a quick introduction. I'm Francalik, and my associate who is assisting me, Nikun Takar. We're from Shivaami Cloud. Our role is to help organization, companies like yours, to navigate the complexities of adopting cutting-edge technologies like AI, ensuring that your data remains secure, compliant, and under your control throughout your digital transformation journey. Before we continue, is there any question? Can you guys hear me okay?
A good one.
All right,
Yeah.
awesome. All right, the first thing is the why. We'll begin by exploring the data security challenges that generative AI introduce. As AI become like a crucial tool, organizations are highly concerned about privacy risks. Evaluating this underlying infrastructure, data governance, and security control is basically an absolute must. And then the next one is like what? We'll then dive into how Google Workspace with Gemini addresses these challenges with built-in data security features. Gemini is designed to be enterprise ready with inherent confidentiality, compliance, including HIPAA and FedRAMP, a layer defense against prompt injection, and detailed user access control. And then the third one is how. We'll conclude by showing you, Nikun will help me on the demo to configure this powerful security controls to align with your organization unique requirements and policies. And then we'll give you like a incredible flexibility in deployment. All right, next one is like the why part of it. Gen AI tools like Gemini are changing how we work, allowing us to create and share large amount of information and sensitive data. Since much of this data is stored in the cloud, it's easily accessible from anywhere, right? So that means that while this new era of collaboration is beneficial, it's also introduced like a new security challenges that traditional tools can't handle, like old on-premise infrastructure and desktop app require constant updates and can't leave local files vulnerable. Like, for example, like, if you're using like Office 365, they found a lot of like to be more than twice as likely to have security claim compared those using like Google Workspace. This is because like the Workspace Cloud native design is built to be more secure. The human element is also a factor. The speed of AI can lead to sensitive data unintentionally included in AI generated content and share without proper protection. Basically, this highlights the need for strategy that balances between of AI with the strong data security and access control. So when we discuss like what generative AI means, organizations usually have like three main data concerns, like Google Workspace with Gemini is designed to address of each one. Like first is ingestion of sensitive data. Like a common concern that we hear based on our research is that confidential information will be exposed if fed into an AI model. Google Gemini for Workspace only accesses content the user has permission for and does not use your data prompts or generate response to train its model. So your data is your data. Google will not, use that to train its model like a free version of Gemini. And second is insufficient security controls. Many fear lack of control over AI usage and data access. Google Workspace addresses this with the built-in controls like DLP, which means data loss prevention, information rights management, IRM, and client-side encryption or CSC. We'll use this a lot, like DLP, IRM, CSC. If you are confused, just let me know to prevent unauthorized access. And then the third one, non-compliance with data regulation. Navigating a regulation like GDPR for Europe, HIPAA, healthcare in the US, and FedRAMP is as a challenge, right? Gemini has like a full suite of privacy and security certification, including ISO 42001, SOC 1, 2, 3, and then can help like HIPAA and FedRAMP high compliance. Okay, we know that there is security, confidentiality, and compliance are top priority for you and your business. And then when adopting AI, and Google is committed to helping you keep your data safe. Google Workspace with Gemini does not change Google foundational privacy protection that gives you choice and control over your organization data. Again, I have to emphasize again, your data is your data. We don't use your data prompts or generate response to train Gemini models outside your company or outside your domain without permission. We don't sell your data or use it for ads targeting. You are pretty much in control. Google built a Gemini with enterprise-grade control to help you roll out Gemini while protecting your sensitive data. Gemini only retrieves relevant data that the user has permission to access, and your existing workspace data security and controls are automatically applied. You still can stay compliant. Workspace with Gemini and Gemini app are one of the first generative AI productivity solution to train comprehensive set of safety, privacy, and security certification, including SOC 1, 2, 3, ISO 27001, 17, 18, ISO 2001, and can help you meet HIPAA compliance as well. The second one is the what factor, right? Google Workspace with Gemini is designed with the built-in data security for the modern threat landscape. It's cloud native service with automated AI powered threat defenses. We use AI powered security to proactively detect and prevent threats like spam, phishing, and malware. Gmail Advanced Malware Scanner checks over like 300 billion attachments weekly, blocking over like 99.9% of threats. So unlike outdated solution, I used to work for Trend Micro, by the way. It's a cybersecurity company. We also make AV or antivirus, or they call it right now endpoint protection. We have to keep with the bad guys patching with the pattern files to make sure that we detect that newly zero-day malware. Unlike outdated solution like Trend Micro, the need for constant patching, Workspace is a single integrated cloud platform that is always up to date. It's robust defense in in-depth infrastructure developed by our security expert, ensure data is encrypted both and when it's transmitted and when it's at rest. So this is basically like the map, highlights that three key commitments regarding data security with Google Workspace and Gemini. You have your data ownership pretty much. Like, we keep saying that Gemini operates within your customer data boundary, respecting your existing access permission and not creating additional management overhead. So it only retrieves content the user is authorized to access. And then we don't do no model training. Google has a strict policy against using your data for model training. Your prompts, data, and generative response are never used to train or improve Gemini model outside your domain without your permission. Data confidentiality, your prompts and response are not shared with other users, even within your organization. Uh, Google Client-Side Encryption, or CSE, provides an extra layer of protection, preventing even Google from accessing the plain text or sensitive files. So basically, soon you will also be able to control how long Gemini stores user prompt as an admin and generate response, giving you full control over your data. Okay, you're in control basically. Google Workspace with Gemini respect accessing data access controls and only retrieves relevant data and the user has permission to access. For example, if the user doesn't have access to document in Google Drive or an email in Gmail, Gemini will not retrieve that content to generate a response. Workspace enterprise plans provide data protection controls to further protect sensitive data from oversharing risks. You can leverage built-in AI classification, DLP capabilities to help you identify sensitive data, automatically apply classification labels, I'm sorry, and enforce IRM controls, information rights management. That helps like to restrict Gemini from retrieving sensitive data for users under an IRM restriction. For instance, like if a user isn't allowed to download or copy files based on an IRM policy, Gemini will not retrieve their content or on user behalf. Like in addition, like generate output in Gmail or Drive is automatically evaluated against in-scope DLP policies set by the domain administrators. For most of sensitive data, basically like the CSC controls can be applied to prevent Google Workspace with Gemini from accessing the data. CSC provides an additional layer of data protection, helping prevent unauthorized access from any third party, including Google itself. So administrator can also turn on CSC by default and select organizational unit, for instance, like finance, HR, engineering, and so forth. All right, sorry about that. Um, Organizations have the ability to decide, how to roll out Google Workspace with Gemini. For example, you can roll out Gemini for your entire organization and limit access for select groups or department that you have specific needs, such as gradually training users or meeting specific regulatory requirements. You can turn off and on access to Gemini app and Notebook LM for specific OU or groups, such as user and the legal department. User also have the control over smart features in Google Workspace. Smart features give users a richer experience, allowing them to do everything from using Google Workspace with Gemini apps to reference Drive files right from Gmail, automatically adding events such as flights from Gmail to calendar, or compiling loyalty cards and tickets from their inbox to Google Wallet and more. So basically, in a nutshell, like Google Workspace Enterprise plans, you will soon have the ability to turn on and off Gemini, its specific workspace app, and OU. For example, like organization will be able to turn off and on Gemini and Gemini for users in the finance department. Okay. Um, well, did I miss anything, Kono? Okay. Actually, like, this is like, if you see this classification for Google Drive, like, with Gemini Enterprise, you can gain access to our AI classification for Google Drive feature. The AI classification feature use like AI to automatically label your organization sensitive content after initial training period for about, I think, about a week, during which the AI model learns your organization criteria for sensitive content. AI classification can automatically apply labels to both new and existing files in Drive. If you see on the left side, the video is saying that basically example of AI classification after training period. The feature automatically apply to file sensitivity label and mark it as like a top secret. So this is basically like, the compliance that Google Workspace with Gemini and Gemini app have, for set of safety, privacy, and security certification by attaining SOC 123 ISO 27701, 27017, 27018, 9001, and 42001, and can help you get the HIPAA compliance. This certification provides like a peace of mind that data, including personally identifiable financial and medical information submitted or generated by Google Workspace with Gemini and Gemini app will be handled in accordance with internationally recognized security control and privacy frameworks. The ISO 42001 is Google world's first international standard for AI management system, or AIMS, certifies that Google Workspace with Gemini and Gemini app have been deployed, developed, and maintained responsibly with appropriate ethical consideration, data governance, and transparency. To date, no other generative AI offering for productivity and collaboration has met this level of recognition, showing that Google Workspace and Gemini is the first in the industry ready to support businesses and public sector organizations while benefiting all users. So this is just like high level overview what you can see Google Workspace with Gemini and Gemini app have achieved and compared to other vendor like Microsoft Copilot and then GPT Enterprise, right? So if you have any question, just let me know. On the next slide, Gemini is designed to be an extension of the user. It's not like a replacement, right? This is like crucial point to understand. Essentially, Gemini cannot access everything that the user themselves does not have access to. This means that Gemini doesn't create additional overhead in terms of managing access to a separate entity. It operates within the existing permission and access control that is already in place for the individual users. This also means that the organization, you need to consider how to you currently manage user access to company information. Something that you may want to ask yourself as an admin: is there an oversharing problem within your organization? Are there too many files being shared with too few restrictions or safeguards? How do we today ensure that a user only has the appropriate access to company data? This is like major point to us for a lot of company. Basically, something that we can address to ensure that Gemini operates effectively and securely within your environment. So let's look at the existing security controls that apply to Google Workspace with Gemini. Here's like you see a breakdown of different elements that are involved. First, we have like a user and the device they are using that we can manage who access Gemini and from what device. Then we have Gemini app and Workspace with Gemini itself. We can control access and features for each separately. This all interacts with data within Google Workspace. Key security features or measures like DLP, IRM, DLP, and context-aware access, DLP and AI classification, and client-side encryption play a crucial role in protecting data. We also have logging capabilities, specifically for security investigation tools, which allow you to monitor Gemini data access. Finally, there are Workspace with Gemini controls and Gemini app Workspace extension, which are specific settings we can manage. Here are some questions again that an admin need to ask about this control. Who is allowed to access Gemini? What device are allowed to access Gemini if they have like a BYOID, right? Bring your own device. Are they allowed to access company data, or can we create separate container to it? What files and emails should not be accessed by Gemini? And then in what Workspace app should Gemini be enabled? Should the Workspace extension for Gemini be enabled? How can I monitor Gemini data access? We will dive deeper into each of these controls on the following slides, and then also Nikun will demo some of this to you guys. Generative AI in the Google Workspace Privacy Hubs, you can access that on this article, like 157.06.919. This hub basically provides comprehensive details about available admin controls and Google Gemini privacy, security, and compliance commitment. For more detailed information, you can, refer to generative AI in the Workplace Privacy Hub. Uh, okay, the third is, I think, how to configure Google Workspace with Gemini security controls, and which Nick will assist me on this demo. Uh, okay, Nick, uh, it's pretty much yours. Basically, that what we're doing, Nick is going to show you the step on the Google Workspace on how we do it. About this point, that we would like to present to save, make sure that we be on time on this scope.
Thank you, Paul. I hope you can hear me clearly. Am I clear, Paul? Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, guys. All right. So thank you, Fawn, for sharing the info. And our goal today is to show how you roll out Gemini across your organization with both control and confidence. So let's first talk about uh, workspace. And this is the admin console. So this is from where we would be controlling the access, and we would be governing how Gemini is being accessed throughout the organization. So first, let's control who can access Gemini across the workspace. And when I'm saying workspace, I mean how they are accessing the Google services like Docs and Slides and Drives. So here from Google Workspace, you can toggle on and off the access for Gemini. This can be done for the whole organization, or you can do it for particular organizational units. And let's say if I want to go for finance organizational unit where I want to disable Gemini access. So I can turn it off. And it would take 30 seconds or so. So this demo user is part of finance department. And so I've pasted it under organizational unit, finance. And here you can see the Gemini icon. But after a couple of seconds, let me refresh it. Here you can see there is no Gemini access. Similarly, if user want to compose an email, they won't be able to see how to write features that is provided by Gemini. So you can just control how to phase out the Gemini, which is integrated with the Google Workspace services. Next thing is how you want to control how users are able to access the Gemini app. So here we can go to Gemini app and you can select user access. So generally, Gemini is included in most of the SKUs for Google Workspace. But if the Gemini is not part of your license, then they would be accessing it via Google Terms and Service and Gemini apps privacy notice. If you want the users with the Workspace license to only access the Gemini, as in if you want to restrict other users without the Workspace license, you can just click it and keep it unchecked and then save it. Next thing is you can enable Notebook LM for everyone from the admin console. And the best part of this generative AI feature is that it gives us the reports. So let's go for org level usage. Here you can see the number of active users. So I can see there are 8 active users, and here's the total number of users. These are the licensed users in my org. Along with it, I can see how Gemini is being used in day-to-day life. And there's adoption per app where I can see details for Gmail, Docs, Sheets. I can see Sheets and Gemini app are being used a lot. This is with these services are with the integrated Gemini for Google Workspace. Then there is usage per interaction, and in the end, we can see how much users are using the Gemini app as compared to the Gemini chat panel. Now let's jump to context-aware access. So the true security goes beyond who is accessing your data to include where and from what device they are accessing. So from Google Workspace Admin Console, you can access who can access the Gemini app as well. So for the demo, I've created one access level. Let me go back and turn this thing on. Okay. So I have created one access level. This is to block Gemini access for users outside India without company-owned device. So I've just introduced two conditions that the location is India and the device is company-owned. And then we can go back and see. Here I've assigned this access level to the scope of finance, again, the same organizational unit, and I want to restrict Gemini app. So if a user is outside India, they won't be able to access the Gemini app. So here, let me reload. And here you can see you don't have access. The organization's policy is blocking access. So a user would have to go and come in contact with administrator to get access for Gemini. I'll just turn it off because this is a testing environment, so I didn't want to mess up with other things as well. All right. So now let's go to data protection. So a key benefit is that Gemini inherits your existing workspace security controls. So here I have created a rule. So this rule restricts the viewing of file. And I've just created one more rule that would create a label confidential to internal files based upon the data. But yeah, and the actions that I've restricted is that the user won't be able to download, print, and copy this data. So for the files that this action has been implemented here, let's see, for demo, he's the owner of this file, quarterly review. So there are some sensitive info in it that I don't want that should be accessed by Gemini. So here, definitely owner would be able to access it. So I've just shared it with one more person. So let's say I just want to test to summarize this file, access and data control. This is some irrelevant file, but yeah, Gemini is able to access it. Now let's talk about quarterly review. The file, we can see the owner is demo. Let's try to summarize it. And here, the user won't be able to summarize it because he didn't have access to it. And let's go to client-side encryption. So for data, which is for the topmost sensitive data, we can the clients can have client-side encryption for them. So here, if a client has added an external key service to implement client-side encryption, even Gemini won't be able to access those data. And let's jump to security investigation tool. So as we know, visibility is key. So all Gemini activity is logged. So I've created one investigation here, and I selected the data source as dry doc events and added a condition where the app name contains Gemini. And after searching for it here, I have the result. These are the list of files that were accessed by Gemini. And that's it. You would be getting the information that Gemini is used. You would be getting the info, the logs for everything that Gemini is trying to access. Here, Gemini was trying to access quarterly review file, but it wasn't able to access it. And this is something will also be logged into the investigation tool. And finally, let's jump into Google Vault. So Google Vault is Google ecosystem's e-discovery and compliance tool. So if you want to, so there is a retention period for the information that exists in the Google Workspace ecosystem. With Vault, you can change the retention period. And now with Vault, you can also create matters. So matters is just a package where you would be storing the information for legal or compliance matter, and you can just hold it as long as you want. So I have created one matter with Gemini Vault, and I just wanted it to see how user would be conversing, how user is conversing with Gemini. So I've selected the services as Gemini, and this is the user that I wanted to search for. I've selected the timeline, and after searching it, I can see the prompt and responses, how the user is conversing with Gemini on day-to-day basis. If I think this is useful and this is something that I would be needing for compliance formalities, I can just export it and save it. And that was it from the demo perspective. I'll just stop sharing my screen. Yeah, admit. And regarding your question, Stephen, let me just read it again. Yeah. So when you say you want to change the prompt and information time to live, you mean you want to change the retention period, right? So this is something that can be done easily with Google Vault, but you won't be able to do this for user bases. This is something that you can do for the org level. So
Right.
yeah, that was for you.
So I can only do it on a whole org basis. I can't do it on a per user basis.
No, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. All right. Could you move to next slide, please? Paul? Got it. Thank you for your time, and we hope this presentation was informative and provided clarity on how managing Gemini, how to roll it out in a more controlled way for your Google Workspace organization. And now we would like to open it up for a Q&A session to answer any questions you may have about Gemini or Gemini with Workspace.
Well, can I ask the second part of that question? Can we turn off the ability so that admins cannot see prompts and answers?
No,
I don't
this
want
is not something that you can disable it from your end. These policies are governed by the administrators, so you won't be able to switch it off.
Well, I'm the administrator, so I can't
Oh,
switch off my ability or my other administrators' ability to see prompts.
if you want to disable it, I don't think so you can do it, but I'll get back to you. It was a great question. I'll get back to you regarding that.
Thank you.
I haven't given a thought about it, but yeah, I'll get back to you, Stephen. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, Jeremy, please go ahead.
Yeah, does Google Vault retain a user's Gemini chat history even after the user has deleted it?
Yeah, okay. So it's a good question. So Google Vault retains everything. It's not only about Gemini prompts or whatever conversation you are having with Gemini, but even the Gmail, mails on Gmail. If you are deleting it, it would be get deleted by your end only. If this data is within the retention period, then yes, with the Vault, we would be able to access it, hold it, and export it and use it for compliance or any other formality. So yeah.
Yeah, let me add that to that icing on the cake, Nico. I think for legal holds as well, administrator can also place like a legal holds on data, which basically preserve it indefinitely until the hold is removed. So yes, it will remove from the user, but the administrator can still keep the data. There is like typically subject, I think, 30-day grace period before permanently being purged to the system from the user side. However, if a retention rule or legal hold is in place, the data is preserved in bulk, and then it's not purged, and even if the user has deleted it. So
I hope this answers your question, Jeremy.
Yeah, it did. I appreciate it.
Anything else, guys?
One more. How you might have covered this. I had to step out earlier to let my dog out. How can administrators prevent users from like inputting let's say, like sensitive company data into Gemini? And is it possible to block prompts that contain specific keywords?
In terms of blocking, yeah, I'm on mute. In terms of blocking prompts, this is the functionality that is not included in Gemini or the Google Workspace, and I don't think this is something that is built for any of the chatbots right now. Right now, you can restrict what users can access, and similarly, what Gemini can access. But though for the prompts, we cannot restrict users to enter any sensitive or confidential data. Not for now.
Yeah, but Jeremy, the action can be applied. Let's just say that if you enter someone's social security number, we can apply DLP on the US social security number, or even I think Canada also use social security number. And then let's just say you put it on a chat or an email, that email or chat will be blocked.
Yes. So again, with data loss prevention controls, you can restrict the users from entering sensitive data into Google Chat or Gmail, but not for Gemini prompts. All right. Those were great questions. Let's move to call to action part. All right. So thanks again for the great questions. And as we wrap up, please keep an eye out for the follow-up email, and it will include the webinar recording, exclusive resources, and links to schedule your complimentary one-to-one Gemini consultation with Shivaami or a specialized shadow IT consultation. Yeah. Next. Next one.
So yeah.
Yeah.
The next one that we have this session is just power of Google Workspace with Gemini. You will get, I think, invitation, right, Nikun? I think it's already in your inbox. If you sign up for this session, please let us know. As again, we thank you for your time and participation. And see you on September 3rd.